Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 1 is over. Week 2 on DraftKings NFL is almost here. But before we move on, before we can say, we're on to week 2, we have to take a look at what happened in week 1. I go over everything that I got right, everything that I got wrong. I look at where we were lucky, where we were unlucky, where our process needs to change moving forward. And there was a lot of information here in week 1. Hopefully you did well. Let me know how you did in the reply. What worked for you? What didn't work for you? Go right down below and let me know. Also, in the pinned comment, there is going to be a link to join Discord. You definitely want to do that. But to unlock everything that you can in Discord, you got to go over to the first channel and you've got to click that join button, become a member on YouTube there, or you can go straight to Twitch and become a sub over on YouTube. Those two things will allow you access to the sub-only rooms in Discord. Thank you guys for being here. I know that we do the recap on the second channel so that the first channel can actually have room to breathe on the videos that are over there. So thank you for coming here. I think this is a very important video. We've been doing it for years. We're going to keep doing it this year. I'm going to look at my Best Buys article, going to look at my tournament lineups, going to look at who won the Listener League, how I did in the cage match, and everything else. So let's get to it.
He's a legend.
Before we get to the breakdown of my Best Buys column and go player for player and let you know the results and how we did, I wanted to talk to you and say thank you for how generous everybody has been with our fundraiser for No Kid Hungry. We have a goal of raising $25,000 this football season. It's a very high goal. It's a very auspicious goal. I reached for it. I did not know how the community was going to respond. There's a link down below in the description if you wanted to give right through Tiltify. And here's all the people that donated over the weekend. Absolutely tremendous. We're at, as you could see on the opening, over $7,000 raised so far. Thank you in great part to Jay Huck, who donated $5,000 to No Kid Hungry on the 10th this weekend. Absolutely amazing. Thank you guys very much. Every single dollar helps. If you can't afford to donate $5,000, I totally understand that. But if you can afford to donate your morning Starbucks, $5 to the cause, that it'll add up by the end of the season. So thank you to everybody who has participated so far. And let's get to the breakdown. Okay, so looking at Best Buys, this is the column that I write for ESPN Plus on ESPN. Yes, I know it's paywalled, but is it really paywalled? Disney Plus is in 100 million homes by now. You've all seen Loki. You've all seen the What If cartoons that I actually kind of like a lot. So you have ESPN Plus, and if you don't, just bundle it and you'll get it. And you get my article and a whole lot of other even better stuff than my article. But thank you for clicking. Thank you for reading. But every single Monday, we're going to break this down and see how I did. Josh Allen, 31 of 51 for 270 and a touchdown. 9 rushes. I did not expect 9+ rushes from him per game this year. Interesting to see that they're going to run him that much for 44 yards, no touchdowns, only 18.2 DraftKings points. So he was kind of a miss this week. Unfortunate. Jalen Hurts, 27 of 35, 264 yards with 3 passing touchdowns. Very low ADOT stuff with him. The Sirianni was giving him places to get the ball to their talented receivers. He dropped one right into the bucket for the rookie Devontae. And we watched Rager actually explode now that he's healthy. Great things from that offense. 7 of 62 on the ground against the Falcons, 28.76 points. Absolute smash there. Mac Jones was a pay down option if you needed to. And I didn't think that you needed to in cash games this week. He had 15.1 DraftKings points, 29 of 39. Great start for the rookie, 281, but only 1 touchdown against that tough Miami defense. And they are a team that's going to play slowly this year. So he was a value save only in cash. Did not like him in tournaments at all. Kyler Murray was probably my favorite quarterback on the week. And he was 21 of 32, 289 yards, 4 touchdown passes, added 1 on the ground, 5 rushes for 20 yards because he didn't have to run as much because they were winning. They were palindroming the Titans 31-13 in the middle of the third quarter. So why run if you don't have to? 34.56 DraftKings points. Absolute smash for him. Matt Ryan, complete fail in this spot. 21 of 35, 164, no touchdowns. 2 for 8 on the ground. So yeah, he ran for 8 yards. Outstanding. Who cares? He was an L. I'll take the L there. Go ahead. Drop your Smiz L's in the chat. That's fine. Dalvin Cook, one of the 3 of 4 running backs you were supposed to play if you played cash games. We said that it was going to be CMC, who I did not write up. because like, did I have to? Like, we knew that he was like, I put him on the cover of videos. Like, I wasn't going to waste, I have 2,000 words that I can use in this article. And I was not going to waste words on CMC other than to just say CMC, he's good. Right? Sure, Christian McCaffrey is great and always in play, right? Dalvin Cook, 20 of 61 on the ground, so not real efficient on the ground, but he did get the volume. 1 touchdown, had 7 targets, caught 6 of them for 43, 21.4 DraftKings points. He was fine, and fine especially in the context of a week where so many running backs failed, right? If you paid up, like we said you should in cash games on multiple streams last week, you got there and you probably cashed in your 50-50 and head-to-heads. Alvin Kamara, another running back that we were targeting this week, did not get as much usage in the passing game because that got scripted out game-wise because they were winning by like 1,000 points over Aaron Rodgers, who apparently is now the worst quarterback in history, according to Twitter. 20 carries for Alvin Kamara, which might be the norm moving forward or closer to the norm moving forward. He was a guy who would get 11 to 14 carries on most weeks, but now with not much behind him, Tony Jones is the secondary running back, and they were way ahead in this game. They just handed him the ball. They don't normally give him 20 carries, so that was a little bit awkward. 20 carries, 83 yards, no touchdowns, caught a bloop pass, 3 catches on 4 targets, 8 yards, and a touchdown. Weird to see him catch 3 balls for only 8 yards. 18.1 DraftKings points in an absolute blowout. James Robinson, I'll take the L here as the Houston Texans slaughtered the Jacksonville Jaguars. Game script got completely out of hand in this situation. They were down over 20 points at halftime. I don't think that that's going to be a thing that happens every single week. But James Robinson, what did he end up with? 5 carries? 5. He had 5 carries. For 25 yards, at least he was efficient. Got 6 targets, caught 3 of those for 29 yards also, and 8.4 DraftKings points on the day. He did outsnap Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde out-carried him 9-5, but he outsnapped Carlos Hyde 65% to 35%. I think that that's probably going to be the share that they're going to see. We talked about the 60 to 70% being the norm for running backs. He handled over 85% of the running back snaps on Jacksonville last year. That's not going to continue. This was a miss. I don't think that this is an L. I think this was a weird situation where we got unlucky that the Texans completely just mud stomped the Jaguars. Jaguars are going to be bad, but so is Houston, and the Jaguars aren't going to be that bad, and Houston's not going to be that good. Joe Mixon was somebody that we projected would never come off the field, and he did not really come off the field all that much. He carried the ball 29 times for 127 and a touchdown, 4 catches on 4 targets, going to be used in the passing game a lot for 23 yards, 28 DraftKings points. He is going to be, he's going to cover 3 of the 5 boxes at running back every single week. The ones that he may not are favored and or at home. Play him accordingly. He's never coming off the field. You're going to get a lot of work from him. Now, Raheem Mostert is the interesting discussion on the week. We've been on him since like Monday of last week because we didn't think that he was going to get a lot of traffic in tournaments. He got injured early in the game, so, you know, F's in the chat. What are you going to do? But there's a philosophy mistake that I went over here in terms of my process in playing Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert, we understand, is going to be a highly volatile running back in daily fantasy when healthy going into a game. We know that, right? He does not finish seasons, but he is a big play monster, does not get heavy usage in the passing game. So he's a low floor, high ceiling, great tournament play. And when we were expecting him to be sub 5% because people were worried that Trey Sermon was going to be getting 10 to 15 touches in every game, and maybe he was going to split carries with him and all those sorts of things, I thought he was a good play to overweight the field on, and he was. The injury notwithstanding. So, like, don't worry about the result. Worry about your process. We worry about up until lock to determine if something process-wise was correct or incorrect. 90 minutes before lock, when inactives come out, Trey Sermon is out. The team said he is a healthy scratch. He is not playing. Everybody and their mom pivoted to Mostert. I thought that his percentage would be somewhere around 17, 18%. In the Millionaire Maker, it was 24%. In cash or in smaller field tournaments, it was like 40%. This was the process mistake for me. Instead of jamming in more Raheem Mostert in a situation where we were trying to overweight the field, where the reward outweighed the risk when he was going to be a low percentage guy, I went the other direction and I added more Mostert when everybody else was adding more Mostert and taking on that risk, when I could have just as easily either held my percentage or reduced it, because now the risk outweighs the reward with his percentage being so high, and pivoted more to like 10 or 15% more Joe Mixon in my allocations. That was my process mistake this week. And it hurt as he got injured and it got only 2 DraftKings points. So you want to give me an L there? Sure. If you want to pretend like you're the guy who before the game started said, I knew he was going to get injured in the first quarter, you're flipping wrong. Don't be that guy. Devontae Adams, he was a miss as the Packers were just terrible. Still got 7 targets for 56 yards, caught 5 balls. 10.6 is clearly not enough when you're paying 8.3. Stephon Diggs, 15.9 points, kind of salvaged at the end. Got 14 targets. That's what we want. Caught 9 balls, but only for 69 yards. Did not get a touchdown. That went to number 13, not number 14. We needed number 14. Rondale Moore got there, even though he was not starting the game and was playing kind of as a backup in this game. He got enough usage. We predicted 6 targets for him. He got 5. Caught 4 of them for 68 yards, no touchdown. 10.8 points is more than enough to allow you to pay up for the other high salaried guys or big stacks, or use him as the third player in a Kyler plus Hopkins stack. Great spot for him here. And he kind of came through even though he didn't smash, but none of the guys who were super cheap actually really smashed. Terry McLaurin lost his quarterback in the first half, which sucks. Only caught 4 balls on 4 targets for 62, got 10.2 points. It's a miss, but not a massive miss. T. Higgins did catch a touchdown, 15.8 points, 4 catches on 5 targets, 58 yards, and a touchdown, playing opposite Jamar Chase, who, guess what? Jamar Chase is good at football, guys. Yay! He's good at football again. Yay, we can get off of that. He's going to drop the ball and he's going to be a bust. Nonsense. Jalen Waddle, 6 balls thrown his way. 4 were caught, 61 yards and a touchdown, 16.1 DraftKings points for 3,600. Smash. Kyle Pitts, all the peripherals looked good. He ran enough routes. He was in the slot and lined up wide. He ran a lot of routes per quarterback dropbacks, but like when your quarterback sucks on a day, your receivers are going to suck on that day too. He got 8 targets, which is what you wanted for 4,800, but only caught 4 of them for 31 yards, 7.1 DraftKings points. He was a miss, but a lot of people were on him in cash, so it didn't really hurt you. Ferkser was a guy that I was using in stacks, either as a bring back play or as a Tannehill stacking guy. 3.1K got you 3 catches on 4 balls for 19 yards, 4.9 points. Bit of a miss there as he did not catch the touchdown. He fell on like the 1 yard line there. That kind of sucked. Travis Kelce, he's a smash every single week. Caught 6 balls on 7 targets, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns, 25.6, smash. Logan Thomas, as the pivot off of Kyle Pitts, ended up catching a touchdown pass. This was the way that we were playing him, or suggested playing him in that week. Very low percentage in tournaments. Again, the quarterback got hurt. They did not throw the ball as much after Fitz left the game with a hip, whatever the hell it was, and now he's on IR, so we're gonna have to maybe reevaluate moving forward. Our prospects for the WFT passing game: 3 catches, 3 targets, 30 yards, 1 touchdown, 12 points. I'll take it, especially in consideration of his percentage versus Pitt's percentage and how they worked out with Logan getting more points. 8 points for the Broncos D, 2 points for the Bills D, 4 points for the Colts D. If you did not play the Cardinals D, it was very tough to win tournaments as they were the only one who really excelled. My main tournament lineup sucked. There's no way to put it. I went with a Tannehill stack thinking that game was going to be a lot of push and pull. The Cardinals held up their end of the bargain. This had started with a Kyler stack, with a double stack. I had Moore, Brown, Hopkins, and then I filled in value. Going with Mostert, who, as I said, in high stakes was like 40+%. I needed to pivot off of this to something that was going to be lower and a little bit higher volume in the passing game to give me a little bit of leverage here. I didn't. That was my mistake as well. I was in love with the Devontae Adams Kamara secondary stack all week. I was all over that, and Kamara did okay, but because that game got out of control, that hurt Devontae Adams. He was benched halfway through the third quarter for why play your guys if you're down 35 points. And Kamara there went with Ferkser as the bring back. Ferkser and Brown with Rondale Moore as the bring back. T. Higgins did fine in that spot as a one-off play. Looking at my Millionaire Maker lineups, here were all of my teams. I had one finish in the top 6,000, a very low scoring week. And because I was on the things that I was on, like I said, that Kamara Adams secondary stack a lot, because I had like 40% of Raheem Mostert. That kind of sucked. But my highest scoring lineup, a Patrick Mahomes double stack. And this one turned interesting because Odell Beckham Jr. was the bring back play in this lineup. And on FanDuel, Jarvis Landry was 6,400 to Odell Beckham Jr.'s 6,500. So easy pivot from one to the other when Odell Beckham Jr. was out. Did not have the salary in this lineup to pivot from Odell to Landry, who was like 400 more or 500 more. So instead, I pivoted down to Jerry Jeudy, who left the game in the second half. Mahomes, Hill, Kelsey. There was a secondary stack in this one, I believe. Should have been. Yeah, Rieger and Davis is a secondary stack. And then a couple of one-off plays as well. Marvin Jones Jr., another one of my favorite sub 4K guys this week, caught a late touchdown to really push him into the flame zone there as well. The cage match, I lost $102 donation plus the $5 per point that I lost by has been donated to Direct Relief, which was his charity on the day. The difference in this game, clearly that stack went off that he had. The Hopkins and Murray stack went completely bonkers. Najee Harris, a lot of volume, not a lot of points. Love the volume, love the snaps, love the usage that he got. We may be talking about him in the Tuesday video on the main channel. Be sure to look out for that. Devonta Smith had himself a good day. He's just a talented football player, as we said before. My lineup had too many misses. Elijah Moore, I think, had a very good day based on the underlyings, but looking at his numbers, looked like a complete miss, but it wasn't. And we're going to talk about why as the weeks go on. He had a lot of air yards. He had a good amount of targets. Sometimes they just miss. He also had a big catch taken back by a holding penalty. He did nothing wrong. He made the catch. Too many misses in this lineup, but the pay up for double running backs was clear. If I had gone with Hurts here instead of Ryan and pivoting off of that because he had already drafted Smith, that would have put me closer, as I would have had 21 more points. But as you can see, I still would have lost. I just would have lost by less money. Taking a look at the Smiz Gang Listener League, which did not fill. We have to fill this week. DraftKings sizing department is working on what they have to do. We're probably going to go from a $5 price point up to a $10 price point. It will still be rake free. It will still be a 3-max tournament. So get in there and make it fill so that hopefully we can start moving that total prize number up as the weeks go on. Battle Axe took it down with a Jared stack. This was really interesting how it worked out. We'll talk about that in a second. But Goff, TJ Hawkinson. Where else was it? Deebo Samuel, Williams. Double stack, bring back. Secondary stack, Mixon and Thielen. And then Henry, Jamar Chase, he was part of this stack. Mixon, part of a big secondary stack. 2 secondary, Thielen, Chase, Mixon, Henry as a one-off, who got 4 targets. Guys, they threw the ball to Derrick Henry 4 times. I don't know who talked to the coaching staff, but thank you. They got him the ball 4 times, albeit they were down they were getting palindromed at the time, 31-13. If you don't know what palindrome is, Google is your friend. Jared Goff in this situation threw the ball 1,000,000 times. TJ Hawkinson got 18% of the targets, almost broke the 100-yard bonus, got a 2-point conversion, caught a touchdown. We should be on him more moving forward. 2.7% seems a little bit criminal. However, once Verrett went down with that injury and the Lions were doing like nothing offensively, Shanahan pulled 4 or 5 other starters off of that defense, and Goff and the offense really started feasting at that point. So very good contrarian stack here from Battle Axe, and he also got a little bit lucky in the sense, look, you make the right plays and you get lucky. That's how you win tournaments, right? So he played this the right way in terms of lineup construction. He got a little bit lucky that when somebody got hurt on a team that was blowing out the Lions, they pulled all their defensive starters, and Goff started to just complete pass after pass after pass. He got unlucky to lose Terrell Williams, but as you can see, when you make your lineups, you really only have to be right about a couple of things versus being right about a whole lot of things. It puts you in a position to be to win more than when you're trying to play a 9-team parlay and be right about everything up and down your lineups. Thank you guys for watching. Look out for another video. Sub to the second channel, and I'll catch up to you later. Bye.
He's a legend.